The large research ship, Cosmic Frontier, floated quietly in space. Dr. Na worked in the main science lab. She was a human physicist from Earth with short black hair and quick hands. Around her, aliens of different shapes and sizes worked on their own projects. Dr. Na checked her experiment again. She was studying how gravity worked in different parts of space. This was her 5th year working with the mixed crew of humans and aliens. Most days were the same, running tests, writing reports, and sharing meals with strange beings from across the galaxy. Dr. Na, could you verify these readings? Called Talek from across the room. The tall alien had blue skin and 4 arms. He belonged to a species known for their great strength and technical skills. Dr. Na walked over and looked at the screen. The numbers look wrong, she said. Let me check the main unit. She moved to the large machine in the center of the lab. A heavy metal panel had slipped out of place, causing the error. The panel weighed about 200 pounds. We need to move this back into position, she said. Can you help me? Talek tried to push the panel, using all 4 of his strong arms. His face turned a deeper blue with effort. It's stuck, he said. We need to call maintenance. Dr. Na sighed. Calling maintenance would delay her work by hours. Without thinking much about it, she braced herself and pushed hard against the panel. To her surprise, and Talek's shock, the heavy metal piece slid easily back into place. How did you do that? Talek asked, his voice higher than usual. That panel weighs more than you do. Dr. Na blinked in confusion. I just pushed it, it wasn't that heavy. The ship's computer spoke suddenly. Unusual force detected in Lab 3. Human strength parameters exceeded by 450%. Other aliens in the lab stopped their work and stared at Dr. Na. She felt uncomfortable with the attention. It must be a mistake in the sensors, she said. Humans aren't that strong. Dr. Guy, the ship's medical officer, entered the lab. He belonged to a species with gray skin and large eyes. He was always curious about other species. The sensors are working correctly, Dr. Guy said, looking at a small screen in his hand. You just showed strength that should be impossible for your muscle mass and bone structure. Dr. Na laughed nervously. That can't be right. I'm not special. Humans are actually one of the weaker species on this ship. Dr. Guy moved closer, his scientific curiosity fully awake. Maybe not. Can we run some tests? Over the next few hours, Dr. Guy and Dr. Na set up a proper experiment. They invited other humans from the crew to join them. There were 5 humans total on the ship, including Captain Joe, Security Officer Bay, Engineer Do, and Communication Specialist Kang. The tests were simple. Each person tried to lift or move increasingly heavy objects, while the ship's sensors measured their output. The results surprised everyone. Under normal conditions, the humans showed average strength for their size. But when Dr. Guy created artificial pressure situations, like timing them or creating scenarios where lives were at stake, their strength increased dramatically. Captain Joe bent a metal bar that even Talek couldn't bend. Engineer Do lifted a generator unit that weighed 3 times her body weight. Every human showed the same pattern. This is unprecedented, Dr. Guy said, studying the readings. Your species has some kind of reserve strength that activates in emergencies. No other known species can do this. The news spread quickly through the ship. Aliens who had worked alongside humans for years suddenly looked at them differently. Some with curiosity, others with concern. That evening, Dr. Na received a message from the Galactic Science Council. They had been sent the test results and wanted the research to continue as a top priority. Your discovery may change how we understand species development, the message said. Dr. Na couldn't sleep that night. She kept thinking about what this might mean for humans in the galaxy. Would they be seen as valuable allies or potential threats? What other secrets might human bodies hold that they didn't know about? As the ship's lights dimmed to simulate night, Captain Joe called a meeting of all human crew members. The council is sending us to a new destination, she told them. They want us to understand this ability better. Where are we going? Asked Dr. Na. Captain Joe looked serious. A mining colony in the Cygnus sector has sent a distress call. The council thinks it might be a good test of our Special ability. The research vessel, Cosmic Frontier, changed course toward the Cygnus sector. Dr. Na sat in the ship's medical bay, watching as Dr. Guy prepared various testing equipment. 5 days had passed since the discovery of human strength abilities, and the Galactic Science Council wanted answers before they reached the mining colony. "We will start with simple tests," Dr. Guy said, adjusting a scanner, "then move to more complex ones." Captain Joe was the first volunteer. Dr. G attached small sensors to her arms, legs, and head. These would measure muscle activity, brain patterns, and energy use. "Lift this weight normally," Dr. G instructed. Captain Joe lifted a 50-pound weight without much trouble. The screen showed regular patterns. "Now imagine someone you care about is trapped under something heavy. You must lift it to save them." Captain Joe closed her eyes. Her breathing changed. When she lifted the same weight again, the sensors went wild. The screen showed she was using 3 times more strength. "Amazing," whispered Talek, who was watching from the doorway. "How is this possible?" One by one, all 5 humans showed the same results. Dr. Guy took blood samples and tissue scans, looking for answers. "Your cellular structure changes during stress," Dr. Guy explained, showing them images on a large screen. "Your muscles temporarily become more efficient." Security Officer Bay frowned. "But why didn't we know about this? Humans have studied our own bodies for thousands of years." Dr. Na thought about this. "Maybe because we only compared ourselves to other humans. We never had aliens to compare with before." Over the next few days, the tests continued. Dr. Guy discovered that humans could access their extra strength for about 3 minutes before their bodies needed rest. He also found that the strength boost worked better when the humans believed they were helping others, rather than just helping themselves. The ship's communication system beeped loudly. A message was coming in from the Galactic Science Council. "The Council is very interested in your findings," said Council Member Rock, a tall being with silver skin. "But some members are concerned." "Concerned about what?" asked Captain Joe. "Some species believe humans might be dangerous if they can hide such abilities." "What else might you be hiding?" Captain Joe looked surprised. "We weren't hiding anything, we didn't know ourselves." After the call ended, the humans gathered in the ship's meeting room. They felt worried about how they were being seen by others. "We need to understand this better," Dr. Na said. "Not just for science, but for our place in the galaxy." Engineer Du suggested a new idea. "What if we check our history? Maybe there are stories of humans showing unusual strength in emergencies." They searched through Earth's historical records. They found many cases: mothers lifting cars off trapped children, people holding up falling walls until others escaped, rescue workers moving concrete slabs after earthquakes. These were always treated as myths or exaggerations. "Communication," Specialist Kang said. But they were real. Meanwhile, Dr. Guy was working with Talek to build a special testing chamber. This room could create different gravity levels and emergency situations safely. During one test, Engineer Du broke the testing equipment by accident. She had been told to imagine saving a child from danger, and her strength spike was stronger than expected. "I didn't mean to break it," she said, looking embarrassed. Dr. Guy wasn't upset. "This helps our research. It shows your abilities are linked to your emotions." That night, Captain Joe received another message. This one wasn't from the Council. It was from the mining colony they were heading toward. "The situation is worse than we reported," said the colony leader, his face looking tired on the screen. "Our main support structure is failing. If it collapses, 3,000 people will die." Captain Joe called everyone to the bridge. "We need to prepare. This isn't just research anymore. Real lives are at stake." Dr. Na looked at her fellow humans. For the first time, she felt that their strange ability might have a purpose beyond scientific curiosity. "How long until we reach the colony?" she asked. 18 hours, replied Captain Joe. "And based on that message, we might need every bit of strength we have." The Cosmic Frontier arrived at the mining colony on Helios 7, a small planet with strange gravity patterns. The ship docked at the main station, which floated above the planet's surface. From there, they could see the mining operations below, large metal structures built into the rocky landscape. Captain Joe led the team to meet Colony Director Ran. He was a short man with worried eyes and dirt on his uniform. "Thank you for coming so quickly," Director Ran said. "Follow me." He took them to a large control room filled with screens showing different parts of the colony. One screen showed a massive support beam that was bending slowly. "This is our main support column," Director Ran explained. "It holds up the living, areas where 3,000 people sleep and eat. The planet's gravity waves are stronger than we expected. Our computers show the beam will break in 4 hours." Dr. G studied the screen. "Can't you evacuate?" Director Ran shook his head. "Our ships can only take 500 people at a time. The nearest help is 2 days away." Dr. Na looked at the beam measurements. "What about your robots or machinery?" "All broken from trying to hold it," said Director Ran. "The gravity keeps changing and it damaged their systems." Captain Joe and the other humans exchanged looks. This was exactly the kind of emergency they had been studying. "We might be able to help," Captain Joe said carefully, "but we need to see it in person." They took a lift down to the mining level. The air was hot and smelled like metal. As they walked toward the main support area, they could feel the ground shake. "The gravity shifts come in waves," explained Director Ran. "Each one puts more pressure on the support beam." They reached the main chamber and saw the problem. The huge metal beam was bending in the middle. Small cracks were already forming. Colony workers stood nearby, looking scared. Engineer Du examined the beam closely. "If we could hold it steady during the worst gravity waves, your repair team might be able to fix it." "Hold it?" Director Ran looked confused. "It weighs tons. Nothing can hold it steady." Captain Joe stepped forward. "We can try." Dr. Gee took out his medical scanner. "Remember, you can only maintain peak strength for about 3 minutes at a time. You'll need to work in shifts." The next gravity wave was coming in 20 minutes. The human crew prepared themselves while Dr. Gee attached sensors to monitor their bodies. The alien crew members watched with concern. "Are you sure about this?" Telek asked Dr. Na. "No," she admitted, "but we have to try." When the warning alarm sounded, the 5 humans took positions around the weakest part of the beam. As the gravity wave hit, they felt the incredible pressure. The beam began to bend more. "Now!" shouted Captain Joe. All 5 humans pushed against the beam with everything they had. Their muscles strained. Sweat poured down their faces. The alien repair crew worked quickly behind them, adding support braces where they could. For 3 long minutes, the humans held. When the gravity wave passed, they collapsed to the ground, exhausted. "Amazing," whispered Director Ran. "But the next wave is coming in 30 minutes and we need at least 5 more hours to complete repairs." Dr. G looked at his readings. Their bodies need time to recover. They needed more help. Captain Joe called the ship and asked for any human crew, members who had stayed behind. 3 more arrived quickly. Now they had 8 humans who could work in shifts of 4. For the next 5 hours, they fought against the gravity waves. Each group would hold the beam for 3 minutes, then rest while the other group took over. The colony's repair team worked, non-stop. During the final wave, the beam began to crack despite their efforts. Security Officer Bay let out a yell and pushed harder than seemed possible. The sensors on Dr. Gee's scanner went wild, showing strength levels 500% above normal. When it was over, the beam was fixed. The humans lay on the ground completely drained. The colony workers stared at them with awe and gratitude. "You saved everyone," Director Rand said, his voice shaking. "How did you do it?" Dr. Na was too tired to answer, but she knew they had learned something important today. Human strength wasn't just an interesting science discovery. It could save lives. Back on the ship, Dr. G studied the new data from the emergency. "The readings are clear," he told the gathered crew. "Humans are even stronger when working together to save others." Word of what happened at the mining colony would soon spread across the galaxy. For better or worse, humans would never be seen the same way again. News of what happened at the mining colony spread quickly across the galaxy. The cosmic frontier received hundreds of messages from different worlds. Everyone wanted to know more about humans and their special strength. Dr. Na sat in the ship's meeting room, watching the messages pour in on the main screen. Captain Joe stood nearby, looking concerned. "The Galactic Council has called an emergency meeting," Captain Joe said. "They want us to attend and explain what happened." The cosmic frontier changed course for Centralis Prime, the home of the Galactic Council. It was a beautiful planet with tall silver buildings and parks filled with plants from 1,000 worlds. When they arrived, the 5 human crew members were taken to the Grand Chamber. Hundreds of alien representatives sat in rising circles around them. Some looked curious, others looked afraid. Council Leader Tech, a tall being with golden skin, spoke first. "We have reviewed the reports from Helios 7. What you did was remarkable, but it raises important questions about humans." "What questions?" asked Captain Joe. "If humans can hide such strength, what else might you be hiding?" said a representative from the Thraxan Empire, a warlike species known for their dark blue armor. "This could be a threat to galactic peace." Dr. Na stepped forward. "We weren't hiding anything. We didn't know ourselves until the accident in our lab." Dr. G showed the council his research data. The human strength ability only works for short periods during emergencies. It's not something they can use all the time. Many council members nodded, but the Thraxan representative stood up again. "We demand restrictions on human space travel until we understand them better. They should not be allowed near our territories." This caused a loud argument in the chamber. Some species supported the Thraxans, others defended the humans. Captain Joe raised her hands for quiet. "May I speak?" The room slowly grew silent. "We used our ability to save lives, not take them," she said. "Judge us by our actions, not your fears." The council talked for hours. Finally, they made a decision. Humans would be classified as physiological anomalies and studied further, but no travel restrictions would be placed on them. After the meeting, Dr. Na and Dr. Gi continued their research in a special lab provided by the council. They made an important discovery. "Look at these cell samples," Dr. Na said, pointing to a screen. "Our muscles have tiny structures that store extra energy. When we're in danger or someone needs help, these structures release the energy all at once. No other species has this exact feature," Dr. G added. "It must have evolved on Earth for some reason." Meanwhile, news about humans spread to every corner of the galaxy. Some saw them as potential heroes. Others saw them as dangerous unknowns. On a distant planet, a group of Thraxan scientists met in secret. "We need to develop weapons that can stop these humans if needed," said their leader. Their strength could make them unstoppable in battle. Back on the cosmic frontier, the crew received a new message. A group of scientists from 20 different species wanted to form a research team with them. They believed every species might have hidden abilities worth discovering. "This could change everything we know about galactic biology," Dr. Na told Captain Joe. "Maybe humans aren't so special after all. Maybe every species has something unique." Captain Joe smiled. "That's what I'm hoping for. If everyone has something special to offer, maybe the Thraxans and others will stop seeing us as a threat." That night, Dr. Na couldn't sleep. She stared out the window at the stars. Before the accident in the lab, humans were just another minor species in the galaxy. Now they were famous, or infamous, throughout the stars. "We need to be careful," she whispered to herself. "How we handle this will affect humans for generations." Next morning, she received a message from Earth. The human government wanted her to lead a new research program. They needed to understand their own strength before others used it against them. Dr. Na knew she had a difficult choice ahead. Would she help humans explore their new place in the galaxy, or would she help them prepare for possible conflict? 3 months had passed since the discovery of human strength abilities. Dr. Na stood at the front of a large hall on Centralis Prime. Scientists from 50 different species had gathered for her presentation. Captain Joe and the rest of the Cosmic Frontier crew sat in the front row. After extensive research, Dr. Na began. We have discovered why humans developed this unusual strength ability. She showed images of Earth on the large screen behind. Her Earth has something special, constantly changing conditions. Our gravity shifts slightly in different places. Our weather changes rapidly. Our planet has everything from ice to desert. To survive, humans needed to adapt to many environments. The audience listened carefully. Even the Thraxan representatives were paying attention. Most importantly, humans evolved alongside predators that could easily kill us. We weren't the strongest or fastest, but we developed this emergency strength system that could save us in the most dangerous moments. Dr. Guy joined her on stage. What's most interesting is what we found when we looked at other species with the same testing methods. This caught everyone's attention. Dr. Guy showed new data on the screen. Every species we tested has some kind of special ability that only appears in certain situations. The Zoraxians can stop their breathing for 10 hours when trapped. The Pelorans can regrow damaged body parts within days. The Thraxans can see in complete darkness when hunting. Murmurs spread through the crowd. Many had never heard of these abilities in their own species. We didn't know about these abilities because they only show up in specific emergency situations, explained Dr. Na, and most species never thought to look for them in others. An old scientist from a small green species stood up. Are you saying we all have hidden powers? Not powers, corrected Dr. Na. Natural adaptations that helped us survive on our home planets. Each one is different, but equally valuable. Over the next few weeks, more species came forward to be tested. Each discovered something unique about themselves. Instead of fear, there was growing excitement about what each species could contribute to the galaxy. Captain Jo saw an opportunity. She proposed the creation of the Galactic Cooperative for Xenobiological Research, a new organization where species could study each other and learn how to work together using their unique abilities. The Galactic Council approved the idea. Even the Thraxans joined, though they were still cautious around humans. 6 months later, the first emergency response team with members from 20 different species was formed. Each member was chosen for their special ability. When a disaster struck on the ocean planet Hydros, the team saved thousands of lives by working together. Dr. Na received a message that she had been selected to receive the Galactic Science Medal, the highest honor for scientific discovery. The ceremony would be held on Earth, the first time such an important galactic event had happened there. As she prepared for the ceremony, Dr. Na thought about how much had changed. One small accident in a lab had changed how humans were seen in the galaxy. But more importantly, it had changed how all species saw each other. At the ceremony, representatives from over 100 worlds watched as Dr. Na received her medal. She kept her speech short and simple. The greatest strength isn't in our muscles, she said. It's in learning to work together, each contributing what makes us unique. After the ceremony, Captain Jo found Dr. Na looking up at the night sky. What are you thinking about? Asked Captain Jo. I'm thinking about what else we might discover out there, Dr. Na replied. This is just the beginning. The next day, the cosmic frontier left Earth with a new mission and a crew that now included members of 15 different species. They were headed to unexplored space, each bringing their own special abilities to help them face whatever they might find. As Dr. Na watched Earth grow smaller through the window, she smiled. Humans had found their place in the galaxy not as conquerors or as victims, but as equals with something valuable to offer.